Supports are the cornerstone of any My Hero Ultra Rumble team, and due to this, you need to make sure you're picking the right ones. They all play very differently in a match, and in turn, that gives me the job of ranking them. Now, do not hold it against me if I put your main last, as I am basing this solely on how effective they are at helping your team, and how easy it is to get through a game without getting killed. I get that you want to get downs, but I will not be valuing that as high. I rarely play supports outside of Compress, so I will play a few games with all the supports to make sure that I have a good understanding of their playstyles. So, after getting my ass beat for the past couple of hours, I will now rank the characters. Now I know this will be controversial, but I have to put Momo in 7th place, and this is due to how close to your opponents you need to be to get value, and that there are just better ways to support your team with every other character. Her cannons are powerful, but in a rapid meta, they are usually unable to get any value, and almost the entire roster outdistances her other moves. And her lucky bag has a few fundamentals that just don't provide the same benefits as the other characters in the roster. You can only get a revive card once your teammates are finished off, and with the current meta that's so good at chasing kills, you would need a lot of revive cards, unlike a team running Ibra or Kirigiri. And running to your teammates' cards as a support is also dangerous. The positive that she does have going for her is that you can combo so many skills off her alpha, but other than that, her kit feels like she was born a strike and forced into a support role. Overhaul places above Momo in 6th because he can play at longer distance and his skill set is far more versatile. I can't say their support for the team is any better, but he can at least hold his own until your team can back you up, and then he can cover for your team. Here is a good time to split the supports from off-field, close combat, and down revivers. Currently, the meta is significantly further towards this side, so any of these characters will probably be higher in the rankings. Anyway, Overhaul's only real support potential is either going for revives on down teammates and then healing them with his special action, or letting your teammates fall back to get healed, which, let's be real, none of your overconfident DPS will actually be doing. This character took the longest to write a script for, because if this list was personal, then without question, Ibra would be last. But I had to contain my pride and overlook my bad aim. When I'm versing Ibra, I have never had to worry about her alpha though, which leaves her in a really tight spot at mid-range. And if there are no buildings to retreat to, you can find yourself getting down without a fighting chance. Healing with the Gamma is a nice touch, and the double revives are insane for keeping your team alive. But you will be an easy victim, especially in early storms while you're still looting. Also, the animation in each move makes you vulnerable if you miss, but landing your hits does do good damage. In 4th place, we have Cementos, and here we reach the stage where these characters are definitely playable in today's meta. I put Cementos here mainly because of his vertical movement, and by God, his Gamma is so good. I never really learned how to use his beta, but even without it, this character still gets a lot of value. If you're trying to disengage a fight as well, he very easily allows you to hide in the room and then just play alphas and betas to stop your opponents from entering, unless you're versing a Tech Shi. In that case, I am praying for your salvation. He also has a free instant revive, and while it isn't too like Ibra, it is still very nice to have in your team. And he does feel like a middle of the road character, not broken, but has very few faults that he can really be punished for. Can the audience please give up a round of applause to my boy Compress? I would have put him higher if his revive wasn't as difficult as it is to pull off. But currently, if you try and go and revive a down teammate, you are going to get jumped. There is nothing I can say about that. Like Overhaul and Momo, I think of him as a pseudo support, where they want to be a strike, but they have a heal. But unlike Overhaul, he has enough movement to get away with it, especially once his Gamma reaches level 9. His only real issue is his reliance on levels in the endgame. You need the alpha at least level 7 for the trucks, so you can actually do good area of effect damage, and the gamma has to be at level 9 to get an extra charge. His beta is just kinda there and kinda just takes up a slot in his kit, but against some enemies like Shoto or that sort of thing, he does get a little bit of value out of being able to reflect projectiles. I do want Mirrors to stop trying to shear counter me though. My god. In second place, we have Kirigiri. Now I can't play this character, and no one is gonna ask me why. I just don't like any of his moves. None of them come to me naturally. I was gonna put Compress above him. Definitely no bias there. And then I remembered his special action, and I decided that it wasn't my place to do such a horrid war crime against my boy Kirigiri. Kirigiri's special action is probably the best in the game, and only gets beaten by Shoto's, because Shoto's scares the shit out of everyone. If you're currently in a fight, then the special action isn't particularly useful, as you will just be bringing your down teammates into another fight. But if they're fighting and they go down, you can basically give them a free second chance. And in a game like MHUR, second chances can be the difference between your team winning and losing. The Gamma also plays incredibly well with his kit, as it solidifies the idea that you're meant to play him away from your team and then support them from the backlines, or support them just from the other side of the map. I wanted to say how good the beta is, but the fact that the enemies know where you are when they go through the portal kinda ruins the point of teleporting, but other than that, this character is insane at supporting your team. And finally, in first place, to nobody's surprise, we have support Nejire. Giving overshield is just crazy, and healing your teammates outside of combat allows you to hold so many more heals for late game. They also kept Tech Nejire's special action, and paired with the beta, it is very hard to keep the same level of airtime as a good Nejire player. While other characters would fall short for not having a revive, Nejire should stop your teammates from dying in the first place. Due to her not having a single fault, there was nowhere else to go for her than first, though those nerfs will be chasing her next season. There you have it, all of the supports in My Hero Ultra Rumble rank. Now, my name was Strux, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. I am planning on doing an Assault tier list next, so feel free to subscribe to make sure that you don't miss it. With that, I will see you guys later.